The third quarter coming to an end here. When you say Ravens, we'll get a couple more.
Start of the fourth, Cody. So we trying to get out of here tonight.
So under center is Demetrius Jones as he throws out to the outside and brought down at about the 21-yard line. So he's second down.
Second down, and like I said, there's another screenplay. And this is what this league is about, screenplays and deep passes. And the first team to accomplish it is normally a successful team.
So from the 22-yard line of the Winter City Ravens, they come out, shotgun set for Demetrius Jones. It looks like he's going to be two wide receivers to the right, one to the left. He's got a running back in the backfield, Christopher Blackman. Blackman offset to his right. As taking the snap is Jones. Hands off to Blackman up the middle, gets caught, breaks a one tackle, and gets forward to the 22, and finally brought down by Brian Glenn.
See how fast these players are?
They're quick.
Yeah, they're definitely quick. You get the initial contact at the line of scrimmage, which is great by the defense right here. You get initial contact, and what you got to understand is that initial contact just slows you down for one quick second so the other guys can come in and hit you as well.
So coming to the line of scrimmage again are the Winter City Ravens. Demetrius Jones in at quarterback. They've shuffled through two quarterbacks in Jones and R.J. Gabalden, but Jones in right now, two wide receivers to right, one to the left, running back, Christopher Blackman in the backfield. Offset to the right, low snap, takes it, pressure coming, throws one up, a little Hail Mary pass is going to be picked off, taken out of the end zone, back to the way of the Eagles, out by the 10, and pulled down from behind. It was tough to see who grabbed that one, but the Eagles get the interception. Number 20, Anthony Hughes, his first pick of the game.
And once again, the pressure causes havoc.
And look at that, he threw it to a little kid in the audience.
That's awesome. And once again, the pressure causes this misfortune and this interception. I mean, the defensive line of the Eagles is dominating the offensive line of the Ravens. Right now, Eagles are getting their way inside.
Look at that hit.
Exactly, and that's what throws the ball off, because now you're thinking that you got to put more steam on the ball, so you overthrow, or you don't put enough steam on it and you underthrow. Pressure is huge in football. The more pressure you put in the quarterback, the worse it gets for everyone on the offensive side.
Also, you can't step up in the pocket.
No, you can't. Everybody's falling around you. You don't know where to step up at.
I-90 shotgun, two wide receivers right in motion, hands off to his running back. There's a flag on the play right at the line of scrimmage to the 20, to the 25, brought down at about the 23 of the Ravens. I think this is going to come back, though.
Yes, definitely.
Lloyd Morgan on the run, but those are being negated. It's a false start on the Eagles. So repeat first down will be a 5-yard penalty. So it'll be first and 15.
And different from the NFL and arena football false starts.
They let it play on.
Yeah, they let it play on.
So it would be a first and 15 from the 6-yard line of the Eagles. Long way to go. They lead 56-13, 13:05 to go in the game. As the Eagles pretty much got this wrapped up. Again, though, they are looking to evaluate their talent as they will be making final cuts before next week's first regular season game.
And by the score, it doesn't look like the Eagles want to cut too many people. They're looking like the team's doing great, and they don't want to get rid of anybody.
I throws the sideline, hits Matthew Brockman at the 15, cuts upfield to the 20, breaks a tackle to the 23-yard line, and hits out of bounds as Matthew Brockman makes his second catch of the evening. And you see, the sidelines are so much different. It's a different atmosphere at UIC Pavilion. A lot of fun, high-scoring, high-octane offense. And you're going to see that. Guys get hit in the boards.
Exactly. And this is just a play just to get them away from the end zone and get them out of bad field position. You don't want to be going back and trying to throw deep, because you know what? You never know what can happen in this game. You get a quarterback hurt, or that starts a momentum shift and the Ravens get a chance to come back.
And that moves the chains under center, handing off to his running back up the middle, hit hard at about the 25, brought down on the play by Anton Graham. Lloyd Morgan on the run upfield, about a 4-yard gain.
Looks like the Ravens defensive line was all over that one.
And now Lloyd Morgan goes to the sideline and coming in. One more look at that, Benjamin.
And once again, the Ravens finally step up on their defense, and they end up trying to blow up the line. I mean, it's a good defensive stop, but he still got a couple yards out of it.
And we have Terrence Freeman, who just checked in the game for Lloyd Morgan. Looks like we have a quarterback change as well, as Corey McNulty getting his first action. The third stringer here on this Eagles team, trying to find a roster spot as he comes out of the shotgun. He's got Terrence Freeman behind him. Low snap, he takes it, looks left, throws a bullet pass, caught at the 20, up to the 15, is brought down. Jordan Boykin having a big game, his fourth catch of the night.
Yeah, Jordan is starting to step up. He just basically does a curl route right there. And it's like they're marching down the field. They don't have to throw the ball.
Offensive line. I mean, quarterbacks have all this time to throw. They can look all over the field.
Well, that's the key. I mean, as you see the tale of two cities here. You see the Ravens, they can't get anything going in their favor. And you see the Eagles out here, they have all kinds of time to throw the ball, do what they want, and they're doing what they want at will.
Andrew Locke and Matthew Brock move in motion on the right. A little pitch to Freeman out to the outside, to the far sideline, gets at the 10-yard line, tries to jump in to the 7-yard line, and he's finally brought down.
Luckily, he didn't end up in the stands over there. Would have got a front row seat over there.
That's the dangers of sitting front row here in the Indoor Football League.
And there's really no glass up here. I don't see any glass anywhere. And that looks like just a straight sweep to the Ravens right now are just running down the clock, trying to move the ball, keep the momentum, keep the ball in their favor. You know, they come out of here with a touchdown, or if they can run the clock all the way down, they'll be happy with that.
So back to the huddle as they break. Line of scrimmage coming up. The quarterback in his first possession of the night, Corey McNulty of the Chicago Eagles, against this Windy City Ravens defense. He's got Brockman to his left. He's got Locke to his right. In the backfield is Demetrius Jones. Is Tyrone Galvin's going to get a head start. The snap. Looking over to Galvin. Throws to Galvin. He gets it. Backs into the end zone trying to score. But I think the Ravens blew it up. And he's going to be short. There's a flag down behind the play. And it looks like that may go against number 64, the Eagles, as Dennis Davis, the offensive lineman. It may be holding. It may be coming back.
Yeah, it looks like it is coming back.
So they
they can't make these kind of mistakes. They're trying to run out the clock, and they keep on stopping the clock.
As the officials looking to make a call, that's the referee.
Oh, it looks like a personal foul.
Jim Rochevich. It is a personal foul, so not holding. That's going to be 15 yards.
Exactly, and that pushes them back.
And again, too, you know, it's not going to affect this game at all, but it does affect what you're trying to do, because you don't want to make these careless penalties because it's bad on your. These guys are trying to make a spot on this team as well.
Exactly, and then, you know, you got your coaches that are out here looking. I mean, you got all eyes on you. You're out here, and you're trying to make an impression, and picking up penalties doesn't do it, because right now they were at the 3-yard line, and now they're back here at, what is it, the 24?
23 plus 20 yards.
Yeah, so that's a big turnaround.
It's a big swing. On the shotgun is Corey McNulty. He's got two wide receivers to his right, one to his left. In the backfield alongside him to his left hip is Terrence Freeman. Receivers move in motion, high snap, he corrals it, throws downfield, and caught at the 5-yard line, turns inside and scores. Tyrone Galvin, his second touchdown of the night. I think he found a place on this team.
I think he has too, and that was a great pass. That was a great pass by McNulty. And here we go. You end up got the left guy, the right receiver on the right side come across the field and end up catching the ball. I mean, this is a great drag route, and the drag route worked to perfection.
The touch on the pass, too, to get over the defender.
Exactly, and that's why I said it's a great pass.
So you can stop it right there. Look at that.
That's a great touch right there. And he puts it right on the money.
Over. I think he might have got a little fingertip.
Yeah, and he puts it right on the money. And that's, receivers love quarterbacks that can put the ball on the money. Don't let me break my stride. Don't let me stop for the ball. Let me catch it as I'm in stride.
And Tyrone Galvin definitely loved that. He goes for 6 again. Extra point is good. Chicago Eagles taking it to the Windy City Ravens here at the UIC Pavilion, downtown Chicago. And it was a penalty on the defense. It's declined. Eagles going to count it 63-13.
It is a great showing by the Eagles right now. I mean, on your first, can we say inaugural night, is that you end up, you know, coming out and winning like this.
All 3 quarterbacks on the Eagles have thrown touchdowns.
Pass. And then, once again, as we looked at the replay, it shows great touch by the quarterback. He gets it over the receiver, and amazingly, I don't even know how he saw him.
Eagles chicks out there doing their thing. As the teams get ready to switch sides, Eagles in full control here halfway through the 4th quarter. We are here at the UIC Pavilion in Chicago, Illinois. You're tuned in to Chicago Eagles Broadcast Network, powered by IMS and Eversport. Alongside me, Benjamin Fonseca, I am Cody Grant. As the first look at this Eagles team, exhibition game against the Windy City Ravens, but they look pretty good. Getting ready to start next week for the regular season in the CIF Northern Division.
And what does this mean for the fan base? To come out and do this, you know, and this means that they can get more support.
You mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Benjamin, about this being Chicago being a football town. They want football, and this is what they're giving to them. The Chicago Eagles are going to give them football, give them what they want, and it's at a time where, you know, should I say the NFL is in the off season.
Exactly. The NFL is in the off season right now. You need that you have that hunger for football, and here you go. Here's the product, and this is a great product. And as you see, the Eagles have made a statement. They're making a statement on an exhibition game. And normally you don't see that. You don't even see that from our beloved Bears.
That's amazing, too. The crewmen of the USC Pavilion putting in this field this morning, the turf, it looks good. They did have a little bit of problem on the east end zone. That's why you see the whole game being played right to left, because that east end zone turf is lifted just a little bit.
And you're going to see improvements. As the season goes along, you're going to see improvements. You're going to see modifications being done to make sure that, you know, this field's in good shape to play football on or play arena football on.
Kickoff is taken by Twitty of the Ravens. He has nowhere to go. He's brought down at the 11-yard line.
And that squib kick has been so effective today. I mean, you got trouble handling the ball, and we're going back to this last touchdown pass. As you see, you got the drag route from the slot receiver coming across. And just the simple fact that he saw him, I still don't know how he saw him. Because you got a defender here, you got a defender there, and in front of the receiver, and you got your lineman.
That ball was thrown velocity and touch. You see how it skyrockets up and skyrockets down. Yeah. That's a perfect throw. That's a pro-style throw.
And once again, it's on the money. And that's all the receiver wants.
Hit it right in stride.
Yeah, exactly.
Tyrell Galvin takes it to the house.
Give it to me in stride. Don't throw it behind me. Don't throw it above me. Throw it to me so I can catch it and make a play and make you look good. You know?
And they're looking good here tonight.
Exactly.
Windy City Ravens break huddle. They're going again with quarterback Demetrius Jones out of the shotgun. He's going to hit 2 wide receivers to the left. One to his right is running back, as always, Christopher Blackman. Now brought out to the left side of the wide receivers, so they have trips left. Take the snap is Jones out of the shotgun, moving in motion. Low snap, and fumbles it, and he's brought down for a sack in the backfield. Ayub Amida. I'm going to love saying that name throughout the season.
Yeah, that name is try saying that 10 times twice.
Yes, Ayub Amida gets his first sack of the game. He's a force up front. He's got pressure, but he finally gets the sack.
Yeah. And he's been, if you look at it, and I'm not sure people at home understand this, the job of a lineman isn't always to get to the quarterback. It's to draw the double teams, draw somebody else in so somebody else can get to the quarterback.
And also to contain the quarterback.
Exactly.
A lot of runners here in this league.
Yep.
Demetrius Jones out of the shotgun, moves his receiver in motion, drops back pass, blitz coming, throws to the 10-yard line. There's a flag on the play, a flag in the backfield, but going to the 20 to hit at about the 24-yard line. There were 2 flags. There was one on the sideline. There was one in the backfield. Officials are going to talk it over, see what happened, because it may be 1 on each team. It could be 2 on the Ravens. It could be 2 on the Eagles.
The preliminary signals on the field. Illegal formation against Chicago.
Okay, we got an illegal formation out there.
Roughing the passer.
So there's both penalties on the Eagles. They had a legal formation. That penalty was declined by the Windy City Ravens. The other penalty in the backfield was roughing the passer. That one's accepted as that will give them more yards. It's a 15-yard penalty, and I believe that will go at the end of the play. So they get that big play to Twitty.
At the end of the run.
Exactly, and that's what they need to do. Attack it onto the end of the run. It was a great run, actually. It was a pretty good run.
At the 14 of Chicago.
So we have 14-yard line of the Eagles, and the Windy City Ravens are threatening. They are down 63-13 right now, but they're looking for some confidence moving forward. Trips left, one wide receiver behind the quarterback, Jones. He looks for Blackman. He does give it to him. Blackman running behind him now. He tries to reverse field. Back to the far sideline, out to the sideline. He gets hit hard into the post, and that goes down to the 12-yard line. On the sideline, taken down was Gerard Freeman. I've called his name quite a few times here today.
And it looks like he got about 5 yards out of that after the initial loss. He was going to have a loss there, but luckily he's got a good quarterback that likes to help him out. As you see, the quarterback is getting the block right there. That's a great job by a quarterback and your teammate. If you have a quarterback that can do that on your team, you got to keep her.
Mitchell Jones on the shotgun, two wide receivers to the left, one to the right is Freak. In the backfield is Christopher Blackman. Moves the receivers to the left, and backfield get a head start, throws to the left on the screen pass, tip up in the air, and it's going to be brought down as smart decision, I think, by Demetrius Jones not to catch that, because there were multiple Eagles defenders that would have hit him immediately.
Yeah, he would have lost about a good 5 or 10 yards right there. That's a great thing. As long as you end up knocking it down to the floor, because in that situation you can catch your own pass, and because of the tip. And once the ball is tipped, once it's in the air, the best thing to do is bat it down. You don't want to lose yardage, and you don't want to get injured, because basically a ball up in the air is like hanging yourself out to dry on a catch.
Especially at the quarterback position, too.
Exactly.
Less than 5 minutes to go. The Windy City Ravens are threatening inside Chicago Eagles territory at the 12-yard line. Taking the snap is quarterback Demetrius Jones. Throws to the left on those screen pass. Caught at the 15. Moving upfield to the far sideline. Gets a block to the 10. Trying to cut back into the left. Goes to the 5-yard line. He's still on his feet. Finally brought down at about the 2-yard line. Great play. Great recognition on the play by the Windy City Raven receiver, number 8, Freak Jackson.
And
we've seen some highlight plays from him.
It looked like Mr. Jackson took it upon himself to try to get to the house by himself. As you see right here, I mean, the play looks dead. The play looks dead right here. There's a key block right in there, and then he cuts it back and he makes it happen himself. I mean, his cutback and his quickness made him give plus yardage.
So first to go, threatening on the 1-yard line. Quarterback Demetrius Jones of the Windy City Ravens has trips left. One running back in the backfield is Blackman. He fakes it to Blackman. He does give it to Blackman. He hits his own defender, but cuts back inside and close to the end zone. Let's see if they call it. They're going to give it to him. He broke the plane.
Yes,
Blackman scores 6 points for the Ravens as they lead, as they get back to 19, pending the extra point.
That is a 2-yard run for Christopher Blackman of the Ravens.
And the Ravens will get the extra point. Team set out as they try to make this a 63-20 game. One more look at that play.
It looked like he didn't get in initially, but he had a late push at the end. And he bows at the end of the play. He has to do something, It's good to see that these guys, they understand it's an exhibition, but at the same time they know it's competition, but they're not taking it to the level where it's overboard.
Well, that's Christopher Blackman's second touchdown of the evening. He had that long one earlier in the first quarter. He's been shut down as recent, but finally gets in there one more time. And looks like the Windy City Ravens will try the extra point. Kicking for them, Mike O'Brien. As he lines up, 63-19 lead for the Eagles. And the kick is up, and it is good, but there's a flag down, another flag.
How many penalties does that make today?
It's got to be almost 20 combined for both teams.
Yes, I think so too.
Quite a bit. And it looks like they're going to set to, I think it was on the Eagles, so they will decline it. So that's going to count it for the Ravens, 63-20. With just over 2 minutes to go here in the game.
And the clock keeps on running, which is great for everyone. Especially in these kind of games, you kind of want the clock to still be running.
Yeah, running clock throughout 4 quarters, 15 minutes. High pace, high octane offensive football. That's what the fans want to see. And a lot of fans came out to support the Chicago Eagles here at the UIC Pavilion in Chicago. Having a great time here.
Yeah, come out. There's a lot of stuff to do around here by the UIC. Got a couple restaurants in the area. Actually, you got one of my favorite hot dog places around the corner.
There you go.
Here
there you go. You'll probably be grabbing one after the game.
Yeah, exactly.
So the Windy City Ravens getting ready to send it deep. Eagles return men all set at their own goal line. As kicker for the Ravens, Mike O'Brien centers the ball at his goal line and gets set up. And still some confusion by the Ravens on their sideline. They do get back now and are ready to go.
I think they had a personnel issue here.
1 minute to go. And it's an onside kick. It's got to go 10 yards. It does not. There's a flag down.
Yeah, it's for not going 10 yards. You gotta have it go 10 yards before you touch it. Oh, and you got an offsides on the kicking team.
So I wonder how they're going to call this. If it's offsides, if they're going to re-kick it.
They could re-kick it or they could decline it.
But here's the thing, though. It also didn't go 10 yards, so.
Yep, and then you got illegal touching by the kicking team.
Offsides against the Ravens.
So that's going to be called. Offsides against the Ravens.
So they got to re-kick it.
So they will re-kick it. So the Ravens actually caught a little
break.
Piece of magic there because that would have been a turnover. And it would have been a turnover. It would have gone to the Eagles either way, but they would have had the ball with excellent field position.
Yes.
We come to the 1 minute warning.
And we will come to the 1 minute warning here at the UIC Pavilion in downtown Chicago.
And what a statement made by the Eagles.
We're going to stay here at UIC Pavilion in Chicago, Illinois. Chicago Eagles, part of the CIF Champions Indoor Football League out of the Northern Division. Plenty of action going on today. We've seen some great play from their quarterbacks. Brennan Crawford, Anthony Ionati, and Corey McNulty all throwing touchdown passes.
All 3 quarterbacks have came out here and they've done exceptional jobs. Exceptional jobs.
That's Ray Kincaid of the Chicago Eagles letting the fans know how appreciative he is and the Eagles organization for the fans coming out. Great turnout at the UIC Pavilion here tonight. And this is just the beginning.
This is just the beginning. And by the Eagles coming out here winning, I know this is exhibition, but it means a lot in other people's eyes.
So after the 1 minute warning, Corey McNulty under center. He fakes the sweep, now throws the sweep to the left, cutting back inside, upfield, gets hit at the knees and brought down, helmet off. That was Calvin Phillips, the fullback for this Eagles squad, trying to make something happen out of nothing. Gets a few yards upfield.
And it looks like they're going to let the clock run out here.
And the clock getting low as it winds down. One more look at that sweep play. It looks like a fake to the right that goes back to the left.
Exactly. It looks like he was going to try to sweep it up. Looks like it was going to be a normal sweep, and then as you saw, the defense got over to the other side and shut that down.
And that's going to do it for the game. Chicago Eagles going to win this in a big way, 63-20, as they beat the Windy City Ravens in this exhibition, their first action of the season, the UIC Pavilion in Chicago, Illinois. Great play on both sides of the ball from the Chicago Eagles. Windy City Ravens showing what they can do. They're obviously playing in one league lower than the CIF.
And I'm wondering, because they play in one league lower, did they take this team lightly? And it could have been that they ended up taking the team lightly, but at the same time, you got to end up stepping up, and the Eagles ended up being the team that stepped up. Their defense definitely stepped up. They had a bad first quarter, which they couldn't, they couldn't get anything right on defense. Then all of a sudden, the defensive line started making themselves noticeable, and they started seeing that, you know, we could dominate this team on the line. And that's where they won at. The defensive line just came in, stepped up, and started winning the battles up front.
Great win for the Eagles. Obviously, it doesn't count against their record, but it's still just nice to see they got some more cuts to be made. I'm sure they did the evaluation process. They found out who they're going to keep, who they want, and this team looks poised to make a run here this season. And we're going to be joined by our very own Daniel Bileski. She's going to be down there with Tim Arvanitis in just a second here on the field as both teams shaking hands in this exhibition game. They're getting ready to go. And Chicago Eagles look very poised to make a run this season in the CIF. You're tuned in to Chicago Eagles Broadcast Network, powered by IMS and Ever Sport. As we're getting ready down on the field with Tim Arvanitis.
With Coach Tim Arvanitis. Coach, your first preseason game in the books, 63-20. What's your biggest takeaways from tonight?
Well, we finally settled down and we started to do the things that we have been doing right for a long time, and started to pay off.
Awesome. And what are some things from today that were kind of negative that you want to work on for your next week?
Well, we got to work on the illegal formations, both with the special teams as well as the defense. Obviously, we're aligning wrong, and we certainly got to make sure that we get that corrected right away.
All right, thank you, Coach. Go enjoy your first win.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. Our next game is next week.
Thank you, Danielle. Appreciate that. Great interview with Tim Arvanitis, head coach of the Chicago Eagles, celebrating this victory. And both teams set in the middle for a post-game prayer. You know, it's more than just about football. Obviously, the teams are competitive, but they're all in the same brotherhood.
Exactly, and they don't want to leave here with injuries or any other kind of misfortune and things that happen for them. They're all men here, and they're all here for the same purpose.
So we're going to take a short timeout. We're going to be back in just a little bit here on the Chicago Eagles Broadcast Network for your post-game show, powered by IMS and Eversport. I'm Cody Grant and Benjamin Seiko. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
Career in radio or TV broadcasting at the Illinois Media School's downtown Chicago campus. Call us at 312-884-8000 or visit 530 South State Street to learn how you can make your dreams of being on television and radio a reality. Don't take my word for it. Check out what some industry professionals said about the Illinois Media School.
Jonathan Hood, ESPN 1000.
People often ask me, Hoodie, how can I be a sports radio guy like you? I tell them it takes drive and determination, and you need to learn how it all works. You can learn to be a sports talk show host, a producer, do play-by-play, and shoot and edit video. You'll have a chance to get internships at stations where you can tap into the knowledge of industry pros. With job placement assistance, you can start your new career in 1 year. It's a great school to get the hands-on training you need for a broadcasting career, doing what you love. They have affordable tuition and financial aid for those who qualify. So don't waste another minute. Go to beonair.com/Chicago Sports. That's beonair.com/Chicago Sports.
My name is Chris Labosco, and I do play-by-play for minor league hockey. It was while I was at the Illinois Media School that I got my first opportunity to do actual play-by-play in my first week of class. Through my time in class, I was able to improve as a broadcaster by learning how to use different equipment, how to set up for a remote broadcast, and how to prepare for each and every game that I would call. I even found an internship doing play-by-play for minor league baseball before graduating. If I never went to the Illinois Media School, I never would have found my passion.
I couldn't have said it better myself. This is Jonathan Hood, instructor at the Illinois Media School, formerly Illinois Center for Broadcasting. So many reasons for you to consider Illinois Media School: financial aid for those who qualify, real-world hands-on experience, internships, and so much more. Don't just take my word for it. Set up a tour at one of the 2 Chicagoland locations. Go to beonair.com/Chicago Sports to learn more. That's beonair.com/Chicago Sports.
At the UIC Pavilion as they take care of business at home against the Windy City Ravens by a final score of 63-20. You just heard before from Tim Arvanitis, and it's great to see a head coach after a big win like this talk about what they need to improve on with all the penalties that they had.
Exactly. You really don't want to have a coach that comes out here and it says that everything went great when you know good and well that everything didn't go great. First of all, cut down on the penalties. That's big. That's huge. Second of all, don't get off to a slow start. Make sure you get off to a fast start. You know, you don't want to have these same penalties about next week. Here we go. We got a couple of highlights here.
That was the first touchdown.
That's the first touchdown. And this is great. The presence of mind to still roll on the ground and get to the touchdown.
Tyrone Galvin on the, actually Gary Hunter was on that first touchdown.
Yep.
And this, I believe, was the fumble early in the game in the first quarter. That was number 5, Demetrius Jones. So watch this poke from behind.
Exactly. This poke is very, very underrated. And what I mean by that is why it's underrated is because they ended up, people don't think to poke the ball out. You got to understand, there's a hole in between the arm and the body where you got enough room to poke the ball out.
It was very risky play by the defender of the Eagles, Anthony Hughes.
Exactly, because if you don't make the tackle or the ball doesn't pop out, you're kind of.
This was another great run. We talked about the playmaking ability of Christopher Blackman, and he got in the end zone twice. That was in the first quarter. That was actually to give the Ravens a tie,
exactly.
13-13. They kicked the extra point to take the lead, 14-13.
And he had a good, he had a good game there, and he ended up using the blockers and getting out to the outside so he could make the sweep.
My favorite play of the game, fooled everyone, including myself, including the cameraman, including the fans here.
Right here, this is a great fake, and this is how you set up the defense. As you see, he had that ball hidden inside of the running back, and that's the key to a great fake. You want to hide the ball. You can't see the ball. You don't know where it's at.
And how about the block and the catch by Chris Muhammad, and he took it to the house.
Yeah, exactly. This is a great block, and I think this one happened at the line of scrimmage. So it gave the offense, or now the return team, enough time to react and get blocks downfield and end up taking it to the house.
And this play here, another turnover for the Windy City Ravens. It was the interception throw by Demetrius Jones.
And sack. Yeah, and as you see, here we go. Yeah, this is what started the defense momentum. This right here, this going on right here is what was all day today. They were in the backfield, they were causing havoc, and they were all over the place.
And that was from the interception.
And here we go. And this is a beautiful pass. This is a great pass.
That was Anthony Ionati to Jordan Boykin.
Exactly. And you know what? With a head start, it's difficult for a corner to stay in front of one of the players.
This was, I think, the best pass of the game right here. One more look at it. And you mentioned, too, in the broadcast, Benjamin, the two receivers over there, both open. Both of them could have caught that one.
Yeah. And here's the one that this is still the deep pass down the field. And I think the Ravens were complaining about that block, thinking that it was, illegal, but it wasn't. It was a good, clean block there.
And this is when they moved Tyrone Galvin into motion on the
and
top
did
of
a
the
drag.
screen.
And this is the drag route, and great touch on the ball here. Great touch.
Corey McNulty, all three quarterbacks for the Eagles threw touchdown passes.
And what you see here and what we saw all day today is the Ravens struggling with staying with the receivers. You got burnt for how many deep passes in the game? I think 3 or 4 deep passes. So with that being said, the Ravens need to shore up their defensive side, especially their corners, and make sure that they're not going to get beat. And then the Eagles, they have to cut down the penalties. They have to cut down the penalties. You could not start the game by having penalties against Sioux City Bandits.
Will the Eagles win the exhibition game against the Windy City Ravens, as they have to go to Sioux City Bandits next week? And they have to go to Sioux City Bandits next week to take on the Sioux City in Iowa. The Chicago Eagles have a lot of work to do, obviously, with the penalties. Spoke my Tiv Arvanitis, head coach. I want to thank for the broadcast all the team that helped out on camera: Jimmy Adamek, Chris Hamilton, Lee Saldana, Jacob Kenyon, Eddie Duckworth, also our director and Master Chief, Peter Ferreri, and our color commentator, Benjamin Fonseca. Thank you so much. And our sideline reporter, Danielle Boritska. For Cody Grant, this has been a Chicago Eagles Broadcast Network powered by IMS and Eversport. We'll see you next time.